Namaste. Peace morning. Peace in, peace out. Thank you for sharing your morning with me, whether you are watching this live or a recording at another time of the day. Welcome to She Achieves Studio. I have created these morning Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube lives because I love to create. Okay, I love to create and manifest ideas to see which ones flow, which ones ebb, and to move through them into the next experience. And isn't that interesting? Because when we connect intention and action together, things happen. Good morning, Jessica. Peace out, sister. Satnam. I'm waving. Hello, hello. I love you too. I love you so much. So much. Yeah, you got it. Today, we are creating a balance between intention and action with the card pull. The intention I have is to share love. I am an advocate for the universe. Whether people believe that or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is it's the dharmic path for me to be able to offer you this opportunity, and then you get to choose what you do with it, whether you step in or step out. This is a card pull this morning, and I actually have 3 decks, a yogic path, the Akashic Tarot deck, and the Starseed Oracle deck. So we'll see how those fly together today. Coming back to intention and action, we can have a lot of intention, yet we are doused or we are held back from putting those intentions into actions. And then we have all of these intentions floating around upstairs and never actually manifesting or being embodied. And then we can go to the other side of the bridge and find that we have all these actions without intention. And that, in a sense, I'm going to tell you something. That, in a sense, could be the karmic path. Doing things without intention. Doing things without intention, period. Live with intent. Everything matters. The universe says everything that you think, everything that you do matters. And we're the only ones who can negotiate with that. Okay? We're the only ones. You can't put it on other people. It's all about you. Okay, so let's find our guidance this morning with the yogic path and see where this takes us. So what's today? Oh, the jumping cards. There's always jumping cards. I don't even know why I shuffle the cards, because they just have a mind of their own. Thank you, universe. Yeah, the universe is like, say thank you, Shantal. I'm like, thank you, Shantal. I love it. Oh, okay. So this card flipped out. Was it upside down? Let me just see here. Yes, it was upside down. So the first card is Pitta. Pitta, reversed. Now remember, in Tarot and Oracle, there's no bad cards, especially in the studio, the space that I hold in here. The frequency is above right or wrong, good or bad. So we're above polarities here. So when we look at a reversed Pitta, Pitta is fire element, or Rajas Tamas. Okay. And if you want to know more about the GUNAs, go to sheachievestudio.com, go on the homepage, and under wisdom, it's what is GUNA Yoga School. I explain what the GUNAs are there. Okay. So a reversed Pitta is fire element. So when we feel fiery, just ask yourself, what do you feel? Are you inflamed? Are you inflamed physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually? You can be inflamed spiritually. Absolutely, you can. So inflammation is a condensed energy. It's congested and constipated energy that is wound up in a tight little ball, and it doesn't know where to go. So it just sits there. and it festers and it grows. Okay. So let's see what Pitta says. Now, Pitta, let me explain this. Pitta is also fire element and inflammation, yet it also motivates us. It's energy. It's energy. It's movement. Okay. So Pitta can also be very motivating, okay, to get things done. And this is really important for what we're talking about, because we were just talking about putting intention into action. So if there's a Pitta quality in that whole relationship within and around you, then there's going to be some action. Good morning, Aisha. Namaste. Peace. Thank you for joining. Okay, does that make sense? So the Pitta can be inflammation. It can also be motivation. Let's see. So this is Ayurveda 33, which I am trained in through Thai yoga massage. Okay, Pitta, the fiery dosha. So powerful, strong-willed, and feisty. Okay. Pitta is fire element and water element as well. Okay. So fire and water are the two most powerful elements that can create and destroy anything. Together, they create Pitta, which is empowering you today. Okay. So this is our teaching. Has the fire you were fueled by now burned you? Interesting. Has the fire that you were fueled by now burning you? When Pitta is upside down, chances are your fire has depleted. Okay, so this is a calling to recognize the energy. What have you been humming and hawing about without putting it into action? Okay, and does that serve you? Maybe sometimes not putting something into action serves you more than putting something into action. That's where you have to figure that out. Okay. It comes back to intention, everything with intention. Okay. Perhaps you were so focused on the next step that you forgot to remember the greater picture. It's easy to become caught up in the day to day when Pitta is in command. However, too much pent up fire can cause anger, agitation, and impatience. So, for example, are you looking forward to something 3 days from now and that's all you're focusing on? You're not focusing on anything else about the present moment. Well, that leads to imbalance. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean we can't be goal oriented or focused on a specific intention, yet we also want to expand that intention out, but also bring that intention back in to embody, because we are human bodies. We are human beings. We're meant to be. That's why we're meant to move energy through. Okay. Energy is so important. Everything has energy. Everything has energy. This course that I'm taking right now is working with trauma through the excuse me, through the chakras. And it's very powerful because she explains anxiety as condensed energy. Even, let's say, a sense or feeling of depression is very condensed, very dense energy. So it's very interesting to me because this comes from Ayurveda. If we look at these emotions that we feel, whether it's happy, glad, sad, or mad, whatever it is, these are all forms of energy. So these energy forms relate to an element of fire. Well, let's start at the bottom: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And in traditional Chinese medicine, there's wood and metal as well. So if we look at these emotions, whatever they are, and we connect them, we identify them not to ourselves, we identify them as elements, then we can figure out what other elements we can call in to help balance. So, for example, If someone is feeling, is someone is always in their head, maybe they're sensing a form of stress or anxiety. Okay. That is air element. That is a lot in the head, in every direction at the same time. Okay. It's fireworks going off in the head. So if that's air and ether element, what can we call in to bring in a sense of balance? Well, perhaps we could call in earth element, because there's already a flow going. There's all like it's the thoughts are like this type of energy. Okay, so we look at that energy, and then what do we do with it? We hone it in, we gather it in, and we bring it down into earth. So then we excuse me, so then we invite a sense of earth element, a sense of heaviness. Okay, so then you think, what brings you heaviness? What brings you a sense of grounding? Well, maybe it is your fuzzy blanket. Maybe it is eating root vegetables. Maybe it is going out for a walk. Maybe if going out for a walk is too intense for you at that moment, maybe just sitting outside, maybe looking out the window and seeing the birds, feeling that grounding. Okay, so we use an element to help balance the element that is not balanced. And how do we know if an element is not balanced? Well, it's either excessive or it's deficient. And then we have the balance in between. And in Guna Yoga, the yoga teacher training that I'm offering right now, it starts on the 26th of March. And there's more information on that if you want teacher caliber training in your life to teach for others or to teach for yourself, to invite a, a knowledge of a higher consciousness. Guna Yoga School will absolutely do that. So we come into sattva, and sattva is one of the three gunas, one of the three qualities of life. And sattva is air element, and it is balance. So air, when we bring in air, we find a sense of balance. However, that air can become deficient or excessive. And all of this starts with willingness to acknowledge and to play with it and to see, ooh, is that heavy or is that expanded? Is that going all over the place like fireworks, or is it a rock? You can ask yourself that. And then from there, from that willingness, you can begin to further and command that energy as best as you can, whether it's through support, through a professional, through, if you're on certain medications, being diligent with that, practicing yoga, whatever it is. Okay, whatever your self-help system is. Okay. All right, so that is pitta, and that's why I related that to, it's easy to become caught up in the day-to-day when pitta is in command. Okay, because that's fire element. So think of fire element. If there's a fire, earth element can actually bring down the fire a little bit, right? Earth element. And also water element can douse the fire. Also air element. Air element can be interesting with fire element because air can expand a fire. And if you've ever been to any of my fire pits, you know I have a really hard time keeping a fire going. And I'm actually having a fire pit ceremony this Friday night. And there's 2 spots left. So there's information on that on the website under ceremony, or you can DM me. So air element can essentially douse a fire as well. Okay. If you're Shantal by the fire pit in the backyard. Beautiful. Good morning, Christine. Satnam, sister. Satnam. Okay. So pitta element. Pitta is in command. So, however, too much pent up fire can cause anger, agitation, and impatience. So, if there's excessive fire element, how can you invite water, earth, or air into it? Be careful with air element, though, because air element can really expand a fire. So, have that intention prior to inviting air element. Life doesn't always go your way. Really? I didn't know that. Geez, I didn't know life didn't go exactly the way I wanted, and I plan it every single day to the minute. And that's what makes it beautiful. Exactly. It invites us to get out of this organized system of thought that we have to have everything planned out in the day. And it's not that organization doesn't work, because it obviously it does, or there's chaos. Yet there can be organized chaos. And sometimes that's about letting go. Okay, but that's a whole other card pull in itself. Ease and grace are your mantras. Ease and grace. Ease and grace. Okay. And cooling fruit and vegetables are your medicine. So even the foods that you eat affect the dosha or the gunas inside of you. There's actually a course I took, another certification course, because I have probably about 20 certification courses. And that's how I learn, whether I teach what I learn or I use it for my own teaching. That's why I think GUNA Yoga School is so cool. Even if you're like, well, I don't want to be a yoga teacher. Okay, be a yoga teacher for yourself, because I'm telling you, it's a life changer. It changes so much if you're ready for a higher consciousness in this lifetime. Okay. And if you're not, sat now, like, I'm going to honor you. Peace out. Okay. Peace out where you're at. So that's the GUNA yoga. You can also invite it into the foods that you eat. It was a GUNA yoga nutrition, which I thought was very interesting, because obviously the foods you eat is what your body's going to metabolize, and that's the energy that you're going to pull through from. So if you want energy off of hot dogs and beer, that's the energy you're going to be exuding through the world. Okay, I mean, it just happens. What you eat comes out of you. Okay, whether it comes out of you through elimination or it comes out of you through energy. Okay, everything is energy. I'm just letting you know, everything is energy, and that's as scientific as I'm going to get. Although I do love science. I do love science. I just like relating it to earth and our everyday lives and yoga and Ayurveda. That's what I love about that. Okay, and if you ever want to watch on BBC Earth, Brian Cox, I really enjoy him. He's a professor. I just like the way his programs talk about universe and earth. So it's kind of cool that way. All right, so let's go into the Akashic Tarot. So these are tarot cards, and we're doing a 1-card pull. So now that we've experienced that Pitta is there's an imbalance there for some reason. Okay, so for you it might be excessive or deficient. You're the only one who can decide that. Okay, I can't really tell you that. So feel into your body. Are you feeling hot, irritated, aggravated, rajasic? Is there a lot of movement? Are you running around the place? Or are you having a lot of intention and there's absolutely no action to it? Okay. So now we're going to, okay, so let's ask the Akashic Tarot, like, why? Why does Pitta become imbalanced? Oh. Okay, so we please keep watching, okay? Because this is really good, man. This is better than Netflix. I'm telling you. Come on. The universe is just laying it all out for us if we just want to listen. It doesn't have to be so much of a struggle. Oh, wow. Okay. So we asked the universe with the Akashic Tarot about how we can, why Pitta becomes unbalanced. Why does fire element become imbalanced? And it gave us 2 cards. And they're both roses. Okay, so which is the color red, which is fire element, thorny, beautiful at the same time. Okay, so the first card is loving elementals. Okay, loving elementals. And we have a little baby. And there's all of the elements the baby's surrounded by. And there's some dancing fairies. And there's a reflection of the sky and the water. There's the sun beaming, there's clouds, there's trees, there's a beautiful garden path, and the baby's playing with the with the fairies, loving elementals. Okay, beautiful. Yes, we just talked about the elements. And then the next one is Four of Roses. And the Four of Roses is views of the ego. Yes, ego, because fire element has to do with navel energy, manipura. Okay. And that's the metabolism, again, ambition, ego. So it's directly related to that, views of the ego. So we have a man standing in front of a mirror looking at himself, and then there's two other people beside him which are not reflected into the mirror. How interesting. And he's in a big hall. So it's only, he's got these two people or psyches maybe beside him, yet they're not being reflected in the mirror. Only the ego is being reflected in the mirror. Interesting. Interesting. I love it. I love it. Next, see my love. Namaste, Satnam. We're talking about Pitta and why Pitta becomes imbalanced. Okay, and just a quick review. The Pitta element is fire and water. So when Pitta becomes imbalanced, there's either a deficiency or it's excessive. And why Pitta becomes imbalanced? Because of the ego. And we're going to find out about the elements. I'm not too sure about that. So let's go into the suit of roses. Now, just to let you know, I did not call in sacred space this morning because we're just kind of playing this morning. So I sort of did before in my own yoga practice. So I'm going to take that's okay this morning. Okay. And feel free to call in sacred space if you like, if you want to. Okay. I'm just trying to find the roses. There we go. So we have the Three of Roses. The Three of Roses. Oh, right. This book goes, I have so many tarot card books and they're all so very different. Okay, loving elementals. So this is the introduction to why we become imbalanced in anger or irritation or motivation or action. Playful fairies and water spirits or water sprites frolic in the air around a little child. So there's fairies and sprites. They fill the air with expanding joy and happiness. Yes, because the baby is like looking and everybody's having a little party by the fire. Although many people don't believe in the elementals, nature spirits of all kinds do exist, and they have more power than can be imagined. But yet all of these energies are floating around us, and when we're stuck in this imbalance, we don't see them. Okay, we become imbalanced. It's almost like our blinders are on because we're so inward in the emotion of whatever fire element is happening. Okay, they live in the elements of earth, air, wind, and fire, and they're willing to share the guidance, well-being, and inspiration of the Akashic Records. Okay, so it's to tell you that joy will soon become increasing. It encourages you to have fun. So I'll tell you what, this fire element, oh, this is beautiful. Thank you, universe. Oh, it's like so loving. It's just that there's so much love out there, everybody. There's so much love that we're surrounded by. Just if you're seeking love or compassion or balance, come in and see me. This is the space that I hold. It's non-negotiable. It's just that there's no other way in the studio. I get overwhelmed at how much love and compassion there truly is in the world. Yes, we have war, we have death, we have trauma, we have all these heavy anxieties, we have all these emotions, that as much as there is of that there is the love. And I'm a teacher of grow the glow. Put the energy into the love, into the light, and it will grow bigger. And then the energies around you, they may not disappear, yet you're able to be in a brighter relationship with them, to be in a better command of them. Because really, I mean, Ram Dass, Brene Brown, Alan Watts, whoever you want to talk, you're in charge. You're in command of the energy inside of you. I mean, you're the only one who commands that. So, take a look, stop and see the love inside of you. And when you see that love inside of you, you grow it. And then that love grows bigger. That's what we do. If we keep coming into the imbalance of pitta, which we're talking about, the imbalance of fire, energy, and water, then that's what's going to grow. Okay. Whatever you plant in the garden is going to grow. Okay. So if you're planting, if you're planting potatoes and you really want roses, don't plant potatoes. Don't plant potatoes. Now, I'm laughing because it seems like a simple idea, yet it is not always easy because we have life coming at us and that can be a challenge. So I get it. Okay. I've been on both sides of the fence. I get it. I'm just here to remind you it's accessible if you're willing. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So coming back to pitta, motivation, fire, energy. So we can use that energy not as anger or irritation, but add a loving and curious element through playing with the fairies and the earth elements and bringing that into a transfer from anger and irritation to joy and play. Because playing is energy, is it not? Do you see kids in the playground that are playing and how much energy there is? There's a lot of energy there. So you can actually transfer anger into some type of playfulness as well. It is a process, it is work, it is available to you. Peace out. I love it. Thank you all that's joining this morning. Okay, and feel free to comment. Like have a conversation with me because I hear my voice all the time. I hear Shantal all day long. Feel free to comment and let me know what you think about all this. Okay, so call on the elements or the elementals, which are the fairies, the sprites, the bees, the birds and the bees. Okay, call on the elementals to inspire you. They are a font of fun. Ooh, a font of fun. I think sometimes people are fonts as well. You know how sometimes fonts, they're like very rigid, and then some fonts are playful, and then you've got Comic Sans and the calligraphy. And I think, we can put on a font at any time. We can change our fonts at any time. And just that we can change our fonts within us as well. It takes willingness and support, and it takes knowledge. That's why I'm teaching GUNA Yoga School. Share it. Share that I am teaching GUNA Yoga School because it is a life changer. It changes the frequency inside of you. So then you can better yet change and be in command of that frequency around you. You command life. Life doesn't command you. So if you're not sure about that and you want to learn about that, contact me. Okay. All the information is on the website, sheachievesstudio.com. Okay. It's all there because it's powerful. Okay, so they're fonts and the upliftment that can expand the joy and love in your life to great measure. So it's reminding us that as much as pitta can be imbalanced, we can invite the elementals, which gives us intention to physically direct anger into some type of playfulness, into a lighter energy. Okay. Yes. Got it. Okay. This is the last part of it. This is the Four of Roses, ego. So my question is, where does ego fit into this? Well, I don't even know if we have to read the story. I don't even know if we have to look at the picture, because ego has a big part to play in whether the energy we hold is anger or playful. The ego has a lot to do with it. And ego can send us on a path of a karmic path versus our dharmic path. And man, I'm telling you, if you ever tap into the true Dharma that you have inside of you, it is so powerful. It is like, you know how the movies have like the superhero and then the villain. And I'm not saying karma is bad, okay? I'm just using this as a visual for you. Dharma is like Snow White, following the path of talking to the animals. She doesn't think, "Oh my gosh, the animal's talking to me. Like I'm like bad shit crazy right now," right? Like she's not thinking that. She's thinking, this is like I'm communicating. I love you. Speak to me, okay? And there's that natural effervescence. It's not effort, okay? That is the dharma of Snow White. Then let's say we have the Wicked Witch. She's she's all about, and she has a heart too, okay? She's just really Rajasic. She's really Rajasic. The Queen in Snow White is very Rajasic and very imbalanced in Pitta element. And isn't this cool? I love learning about Ayurveda and yoga and putting it to use like this because it kind of brings it home. Yeah, right? It doesn't make it like so freaking complicated and confusing. So the Queen in Snow White is Pitta imbalanced. Snow White is Sattva Guna. She is balanced. Okay. And she's building her courage. She finds her courage. So she may be on the deficient end of Pitta element a little bit, Snow White, when she starts, but eventually she walks into the Pitta being balanced, which motivates her intentions. Okay, so karma is the witch, because she is the sum of all of her actions, and the actions are even the actions that she doesn't speak out loud. So don't be fooled. Even the thoughts that you speak to yourself that nobody else gets to hear is energy. And it can either be karma or dharma. So figure it out. Okay. Figure it out. Okay. I don't think I'm going to read the story about the ego because we can figure it out. We don't always have to have the story, especially in tarot. It's more about what you see, paying attention. So the views of the ego, we can have ego come from, just like Pitta, as a motivator or as judgment. And the opposite of judgment is discernment. And discernment means we're looking at the facts and basing the opinion that we have, having the experience based on the facts. Where judgment is going beyond the facts. It's adding all this other congestion that may not be factual, yet it's from the ego. Okay, so we have to watch about the ego. Where are you, where do you lead from ego? Okay, where do you lead from ego? So, for example, I'm going to give you a real life example. I have She Achieves Studio here. Okay, it's a whole studio. So when you come in for a massage, chakra, Reiki, shamanic, sweat and serenity, GUNA yoga school, whatever you do, when you come in, you are held in a space of light and love, like you are. There's as soon as you walk in the door. And this is a very secluded and private space. So the energy is held here quite beautifully and sustainably. So if I have this studio here, and then let's say the neighbor next door opens up a yoga studio as well, a private yoga studio. Okay. And then ego, karma would be, what? What the heck is going on? This is my block. Nobody come on my block. This is my block. Okay. And then I start doing like things that are like to try and own to own the area, right? This is mine. It's not yours. Mine. That's ego. Okay. Or that's karma. Or dharma would be absolutely beautiful. Satnam, share the love. There are lots of people out there who are seeking some type of healing, whether it's through yoga or whatever it is, some type of modality. Sound bath. I do sound baths here. Or the fire pit. Okay. It doesn't matter. There's enough space in this world. There really is. Yet we have this sense of ego and ownership that it's like, no, you can't have it. It's mine, or I did it first, right? So that's karma. Dharma is like, peace out, share the love, go share the love, promote, because what you see in other people is in essence stemming from what you see inside of yourself. Okay. That's karma and dharma. Got it? Okay. All right. We have the final card, the Star Seed Oracle. The Star Seed. So these are oracle cards, not tarot cards. I love it. Okay. And when you think about getting 2 tarot cards in the suit of roses, and they're, what do you call it when they're in order? A suit, 3, 4. That's very powerful as well. That is definitely a sign that it is trickling. So everything that we're talking about matters. Okay. Everything matters. Okay, here we go. Let's finish it off. So now that we've learned that we can be in an unbalanced state of pitta, of fire and water, and we know what causes it, how do we balance it? Oh, okay, that was good. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Beautiful. It's a new earth. Go share the love. Share the love. Share the wisdom. Okay. All right. A new earth. Let's see. Okay. So this is giving us information on how to sustain the balance of pitta. How not only to sustain, no, we can't sustain until we create it. So how to create balance in pitta. Cool. Okay, just a quick review because I have to sum this up. The first card, so I'm just going to go like this. The moral of the story is when we feel aggravated, irritated, or excessive in motion and movement, and we have to, dot, 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 that is an imbalance of fire energy, of pitta, which is also water energy. So we bring in the elements to help rebalance the aggression and irritation. And we can do that by inviting the elements, and what will happen is it will transfer the irritation into playfulness and play, where we can still have that feeling of released energy in a different frequency. We have to be careful because ego will always bring us back into that sense of imbalance. So this is now how we are able to do this today. Okay, if you're feeling aggravated today, this might be able to help you. And as always, it's your choice to step in or step out. You get to choose. Okay. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so much you're losing faith. So this is star seeds are planted in this earth because they're here to shine the light. So light workers, energy workers, they're light beings. They're a higher frequency. They're a higher consciousness. And man, all you got to do is look around. Just look around. Man, look on social media. You see the star seeds, and then you see the not so star seeds. Okay. And that's discernment. Okay. And we're not judging here. It's like, peace out. I love everyone equally. Okay. It's just, you see it. You see different frequencies. Just like you're tuning in a radio, you tune the radio and you get the shh, and that is like, oh, that's not what I want to hear. And then you tune it in, and then there's like, yeah, some really cool tunes playing. Okay. And that's where you want to be. So that's kind of the difference. I guess you're able to see the star seeds, and then you can see the not so star seeds. Okay. This is your sign that you're facing the right direction. Okay. You have a great gift of being able to see the potential of things before they exist. So that's intuition. Tend to the new seeds. Remember, if you want roses in your garden, Stop planting potatoes. Don't plant potatoes if you want roses. Okay, figure it out. Dream them into existence. Don't lose face. Keep your focus fixed. Okay, so this is giving us an idea of once you brought your that energy into balance, okay, and you're aware of the things in life, the people, places, or things that take you out of that balance, um, keep holding that vision. So this is telling us that we've already created that balance of fire and earth element, and this is actually helping us sustain. So even though I said before we have to create it, this card is actually telling us that we've already created it, and now it's helping us sustain it. Okay. You chose to be here to be part of this global shift. Whether you're bringing it about through prayer or meditation or through working on a new project, job, or creation, Pitta element, okay, Pitta dosha, which is Rajas Guna, keep going. It's happening. Don't give up. So keep the energy moving. Keep the energy moving. The world needs more dreamers, more people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age of times of change never is. Absolutely. Rebirth. When we think about birth, it's not really pretty, right? It's a process. There's a lot of energy going into a rebirth, wherever it is, whatever level. Keep focused on love. Go make love. Like, go make love with life. Create love inside of you. And when we're imbalanced in the elements, when we feel imbalanced in the elements, it's going to be challenging. And it's going to be challenging to have excessive fire element and to feel love. It's going to be challenging to have excessive air element and to feel love. It's challenging. It can be challenging to have excessive earth element and to feel love. So when we're imbalanced, that means that the scale is tipped. There's something heavier. And when there's something heavier, that means there's going to be something lighter that heaviness is pulling on, or vice versa. And in between that is balance. So we can be going into balance. We can be coming out of balance into balance, or we can be coming into balance out of balance. And there's that space in between. Okay. And I think that's like super cool because what I found is we focus on when we're already imbalanced. We focus on the heaviness or the excessive lightness when we're there. Not all the time, right? This is like an observation from the years of doing all of this and facilitating energy work. So how about we have the invitation and give ourselves permission to start to notice when we are coming into balance from being out of balance, and start to notice when we're coming out of balance from being imbalanced. So think of it this way, okay? And then I'll end this live. Linda, Satnam, Woven Silk, Satnam. I love it. Satnam, thank you for watching. Okay, so we have the deficiency, and we have the excessive, and we have the deficiency. Then we have the space in between that is our space to go in and out of these deficiency and did I say efficiency? Excessive, okay? When we start to recognize when we start coming in or out of balance, that's sort of the not the, I guess you could call it the red flag, I guess. It's the light that is like ding, 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 ding. Okay, train's going off the track. Hang on, hodido, come back, stop, take Take inventory here. Stop and see what's going on, because you might feel it in the body. Okay. Who's woven silk? What's your first name? I, I get lost on Instagram. There's so many names. I just don't know. If you want to share, please say hello with your first name. I would love to know who you are. Okay. So think of a storm. Okay. Think of a storm, a summer storm, a spring storm, because we're coming up to spring equinox, and I'm hosting a peace pit, a cacao ceremony, peace pit, fire pit on spring equinox in my backyard. So check out shiachiefstudio.com under ceremony. I have ceremonies for you, waiting for you. And I'm going to do it anyway, so might as well get in on the fun. Okay. So think of a storm, a spring storm. And you see the storm. Have you ever smelled rain before it rains? Has anyone ever smelled the rain before it rains? Okay. I remember that as a child growing up in Saskatchewan on the farm in the middle of nowhere. Pigs and chickens and cows and horses were my best friends. Okay. I was closer to the animals than anyone. You could smell the rain hours before it came. Oh, I'm just having a flashback going back to the farm. Woo! Ha, ha, ha. Okay, so smell is very powerful, by the way. Okay. I have to also say smell relates us to root chakra, the root chakra, which is 0 to 7 years old of age. Okay. Lily, thank you. Is it Lily? Yes, Lily. Hi, Lily. Thank you, Lily. Namaste. So root chakra is 0 to 7 years of age, and it has to do with smell. And having, I had COVID twice over the last 2 years. The first time it was like absolutely horrible. And I just now I'm getting smell back. That's almost 2 years. 2 years. So think of, if you lose the sense of smell, that is connected to the root chakra. And yes, we're on a side note here. I'll get back to the storm, but we're connecting smell to the root chakra, which is our security and safety. So think about that. That's really cool. I love this, right? Chakras are like way more than just colors. Like, man, this is cool. Come into the yoga teacher training. GUNA yoga school. I'm telling you, there's like 3 spots left. There's only 6 people. And you become a certified international yoga teacher. And even if you don't teach for others, this will expand you in so many areas into a higher consciousness. I just keep saying it because I believe in it so much. It's my passion. I created the GUNA Yoga School manual. I wrote a book, basically 300 pages in like a month and a half. It was a pure download from the universe. It was magical creating this school. So if you want to learn more about this, you can command your life. Life doesn't command you. So take charge of it. If you want roses, grow roses. If you want potatoes, then plant potatoes. Okay. So getting back to the root chakra, smell affects root, which affects that's why I had that flashback, because it brought me back to 0 to 7 years old on the farm, growing up, smelling the rain before the storm hits. So we smell the rain, we see the storm. That's the sign to pay attention. If you can, you just do your best. Part of the 4 agreements, okay? Oh, the last 4 agreement. Always do your best. Just do your best, okay? So if you can, you recognize, oh, I smell the rain. I don't see the rain. I don't feel the rain, but I smell the rain. Even that can be a ding, 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 ding to start paying attention, to slow down, to come out of that pitta element wherever you are, or maybe the kapha element, or I'm getting the doshas mixed up with the gunas, the doshas, the kleshas, the chakras, the gunas. There's so many. So we have the vata element, okay, which is era element. So pay attention. You start to smell the rain. You don't see the rain, but you see the storm. And then you're like, meh, I'm okay. Yes, to the smell of rain. Absolutely. Like, yes. Love the rain. So sweet. So sweet. So sweet. We are so blessed to be on this earth, to be this planet in the middle of the friggin' universe, one of the universes. Like, what the heck? We're so blessed to be here right now. And that's part of being a starseed, is recognizing that and living your life from it. Be an advocate for the universe, like me. Just join forces with it. Okay. So we don't feel the rain and we're like, we smell it, but we're like, nah, I'm good. No, I'm good. I don't think so. I'm not ready yet for whatever reason. I got stuff to do. I got to go get groceries. I got to go do this. Okay. So then the storm gets closer and the smell of rain gets stronger. And you're like, oh, no, I really want to, but I just can't. For example, or maybe you're the other way. You're like, rain? Rain? There's a storm coming? I got to pay attention. I'm going to do something about it. Right? It can go either way. You're in command of that. Okay. On whatever level. You can choose to ignore the smell of rain, or you embrace the smell of rain and then do something about it. Okay. So let's just say you smell this rain. You smell this rain and you're still not doing anything about it. Okay. You're like, nope, I'm not going to do anything about it. Ego comes in. You're like, nope, I don't got to do anything about it. I have an umbrella. I have an umbrella in the closet. Okay. So then you go out and you're like, I have to go get the mail. So I'm going to walk to the mail. And the storm is hit. The raindrops started about a half hour ago, a couple of raindrops, and then all of a sudden, crash, bang, boom, here's the full frontal storm. Okay. You're going out and you're like, it's okay. I have my umbrella. I have the umbrella. And you open the umbrella and there's a hole in it. Or you open the umbrella and the wind. Have you ever had an umbrella turn inside out? Right? You're like, whoa. Okay. So then the umbrella either has a hole, doesn't work, whatever, gets up inside out, and then you get soaked anyways. Okay. So that to me is a really cool way to look at it. It lightens the element of earth a little bit and fire, because when you start to train and take command to recognize the storm before it hits, you have a larger choice point to do something about it. And yes, I'm talking kind of in a mystical, esoteric kind of way, because that's what I do. Because that's how that's how I teach. Okay, because to me, there are things that are linear. 3 + 4 is 7. Yes. Okay, math is linear. It's fundamental. There you go. David, my husband, so true about it. Yeah, totally. I know, right? Yeah, right? I get it. I know. It is so true. David, my husband, is a very mathematically inclined human. I, on the other hand, am not. I always smell a big rain coming and I feel it in my skin as well. Shauna, beautiful Lily, thank you for that. Yes. Yes, it's true. And isn't it the most beautiful smell? Okay. So I know I cut out from David. I was just going to say that there's linear and then there's not linear. So that's the end of that story. But I want to keep talking about what you ladies are commenting on, because the smell. Okay. So let's look at this. The smell of the rain can be beautiful, right? It can be really sweet. Oh, like I said, it takes me back to the farm. Charlie, my horse, Commander P. Jones, Captain BJ, my cats. I had about 20 cats growing up because, come on, I lived on a farm. I had pigs. Oh, what was my pig's name? Oh, Brandy. He was my steer. I had a steer. I loved Brandy. I loved him. And I love Charlie. I think I'm going to cry. Whew, I think I'm going to cry. I think I am crying. And I'm crying because this is energy and I'm letting that energy release, because I love life so much. And I just want to share it with everyone, because there is hope out there. And I think sometimes we miss hope and we get strung out on the energies, we get strung out on the storm, and we forget that, yeah, the storm can be heavy and the rain also smells so beautiful. Okay, so I'm just, that's why I'm not, that's why I keep showing up. That's why I keep showing up all the time. Whew, okay, that was good. Okay, get it out, shake it out. Okay, so the storm is there. We smell the rain. Then we forget about how beautiful the rain smells because the storm's coming at us and the umbrella has a hole in it. So now we're not even thinking about the smell of the rain because we're soaked and now we're all pissed off. Okay. Or, wait. Or star seeds would be dancing in the rain. Star seeds would be dancing in the rain with the worms. That, what a beautiful send off. Okay, so I guess the moral of the story is you get to choose. When we stop and we take inventory through discernment over judgment, through curiosity over ego, we can actually have a larger choice point around us. So we can remember to smell the rain in the storm. Beautiful. Because people, the storms are going to happen. And the smell of rain is always going to be there before the storm. Focus on the smell of the rain. What a beautiful send off. Thank you, everyone, for sharing space. This really means a lot doing these lives. Like, I'm very passionate about it. This is the path of Dharma, I know, for me, to help share this love of the world, to help plant potatoes in a potato garden, not to plant potatoes in a rose garden. So that's why I'm here, to help. So whether you resonate with this and you're in Fort McMurray, then come and see me. Come and take GUNA yoga school. Just do it. Just do it. Learn to be in a higher consciousness, and actually not only learn, but embody. Okay. This isn't just a yoga teacher training where we learn about Supta Baddha Konasana and the poses. The poses are there. Absolutely. Big part of it. Yet we go a lot more expansive in yoga off of the mat. So you can be in a better relationship and a more harmonized relationship with the three universal qualities of the universe: fire, earth, and air. Beautiful. And if you're not in Fort McMurray and you're watching this and this resonates with you, contact me anyways. This is what I talk about all the time. All the time. So if you have questions, reach out. Reach out. That's why we have a frequency. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to head out. Whew, go shake off a little bit more of that reminiscent energy. I will be here tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning, and for another card pull. So please join me and go to sheachievestudio.com. Okay, just sheachievestudio.com. Figure out if you want wisdom, journey, or ceremony. It's all there. You get to choose. Thank you so much, Satnam, Lily, Shauna, and all of you lovelies who watched and who have watched this recording to the completion. I say namaste, Satnam, peace out. I love you all. Peace out. Go love.